all the time. All right.
The light was down low.
I know it was down low, but you want me to turn it down low a little bit? I'm live right now. I'm sorry. It's early. Batcave, Diane wins. So I was up a long time too. Sorry. Okay, you're good. You're good. Well, hey, what's up? Oh, you got me a pack of smokes. You're awesome. You're the besticles. You deserve. I'll buy you an energy drink later. Did you buy me an energy drink? Oh my gosh, you're awesome. Did you want me to go somewhere else? Now I feel bad. No? Okay. Here, just a little dim for you. Okay. Okay, for those who don't know, I'm like really in a good mood because I slept. It was so much fun. I got to sleep. I hadn't slept in like 36 hours or something, and I don't know why. My brain wasn't turning off, and and so yeah, so I didn't sleep, and then I finally just slept like 10 hours, so I feel so much better. Like I'm ready to go, like run and punch something. See, what happens is in the army, you get used to being tired all the time. You're always tired in the army. The army should just be called tired because you're always tired. So, of course I messed that up. Of course I did. Back boo, buh. I changed that. I swear I did. I was sure I changed it in the tag, in the title. I was sure I did. So you guys, that was fun hanging out watching Ash. I love it. Nobody comes over though. Everyone likes Brad and Ash, but they don't like, it's because I'm American. That's what it is. That's what it is. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm invading the UK. You guys are doing so good though. Like, I'm so proud. Gary's here. Hi, Gary. Evie's over there, but she's kind of sleepy. We kind of in this weird back and forth sleep schedule. She's asleep. I'm awake. I'm awake. She's asleep. And it's really weird, but at least somebody's on guard. See, and I'm awake. Look at this. Now they should see if I was in Britain right now, they'd be coming to pick me up and we would go magnet fishing. But so far though, like I've been really like I wanted a bigger British audience. I like the guys over there. You guys are much nicer than Americans for some reason. Americans they're mean. We'll say that they're very mean. Yeah. So, dang it! I just burned my hair. I just set my hair on fire. Did you guys hear it sizzle? Did you hear it? Oh my God! Look like Jack Nicholson.
To have long hair, you don't know how to deal with it.
I don't know how to deal with it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say I don't know how to deal with long hair. My hair's. Do you want to come sit over here and join us in the live feed?
Nope.
No. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. You can talk from behind the scenes.
Tired.
So tired. What time did you go to sleep?
I fell asleep yesterday, but I slept like 14 hours, and then I woke up at like 8. I fell asleep at like 6 a.m.
I missed a phone call from the owner of the record station. I don't care. I was talking to Brad earlier today, and I told Brad and Ash earlier today, and I told them, or last night, I guess. No, early this morning. Wait, what time is it? Today's Tuesday, right?
Today's Wednesday.
6:40 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow, I got my times all mixed up. Wait.
We have this show tonight.
What time was it when I fell asleep?
I got up at 8, so you fell asleep before me.
How long? Wait, so I slept. Wait. We got back from the show Monday, Tuesday. I stayed up all Tuesday night, and then I fell asleep. What the fuck? I'm so lost.
I woke you up at 8, and I said, when did you go to sleep? You said, just now.
Are we supposed to be at the show right now?
No. 6:40 tonight.
Gary says hi. Hello, 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 hello. Gary says hi, Evie.
Say hi.
She says hey. Hey, Gary.
But yeah, we have to go to the show and make $12.
Okay, that's cool. I don't know why. It doesn't seem like there's enough time to come back from the show Monday night. And we got home and I just stayed up, which would have been Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
We didn't just get back from the show 3 hours ago.
No.
So it has to be Wednesday today.
Yes.
Oh.
That's what I said. Today's Wednesday.
Wow, guys. See, that's how it is. I didn't sleep and I'm having I don't remember Tuesday.
I slept all day.
Oh, Diane gave us $5 on Super Chat. Thank you, Diane. That's going to go towards the Getting Brad's fund over here. Oh, wow. Super Chat out of left field. I didn't even expect it. No sleep pays off. Thank you, PTSD.
Yeah.
And thank you, Diane. Really, wow. You didn't have to do that, seriously. Just you watching is more than all I need. Look, see, I got dimples too. Don't let anybody say I got double dimples. You can't see it through the beard, but I have double dimples on my right cheek and one dimple on my left cheek, which is a rare trait. Also, cleft chin, very rare trait. 2 out of 3. And I have the green eyes, but the green eyes change sometimes. They can go blue if I want them to be blue, but mostly green eyes. Also, the rarest eye color trait. So I'm rocking 3 rare traits. Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed the ghost hunt. Did you see Evie's too? I haven't watched hers yet, but I'm going to go back and watch all of it when she goes to work. So that way, when she's gone to work and I miss her, I can watch her videos and hear her talk, and that'll be cool. And then she'll call me when I'm watching her videos, and she'll be like, oh my God, I remember that part. And I'm like, ah. You watched them both. Rock on. Her video's doing better than mine. I'm not shocked.
Yeah,
I'm not shocked. You're at 100 and what?
53.
150. I'm not even near. I think I'm at 124. People are probably going back and watching you more and more because Vladdy was with you. He was weird. Somebody on my video said about Chris. They said, is that Chris kid the result of why you should wear a condom video? I was like, that's mean. That's mean.
Where's the ancestry information? Come on.
And you've been doing your ancestry thing from your DNA stuff, so you found what now? What's some cool stuff you found?
I've just been finding my family on there.
Just been finding your family, been popping up records and all that jive?
When I did my...
Can't wait for more ghost hunt videos. Well, I think it was a good night. We had a good time. We've got the equipment. We're definitely going to do some more. Let's see. Evie, you have to work Thursday, but we're not working Friday, right? Do you want to go shoot a ghost hunt video Friday?
No. I'm doing something Friday.
You're busy Friday. Okay. Let's shoot. We're going to do this, though. We're going to make a ghost hunting video. Maybe I can get me and Vlad to go do one while Evie's at work. Maybe we can go live ghost hunting from location.
I'm off next Tuesday, next Friday.
Next Tuesday? Okay, so let's aim for next Tuesday, people. We're going to do a video. We'll go ghost hunting. Should we try to go down to Red River, Tennessee? Did you guys check out the information on An American Horror? It's a movie they made about this location, so if you want to see the movie and get a little bit of insight on what's going on, of course it's loosely translated, but what really happened was that they found this this diary in an attic at this house, and it was from a very well-known, reputable school teacher who documented a possession of a little girl and everything that went on that he saw. And they found this diary, and the area's got this haunted cave where people have claimed to have seen some really weird stuff there. And so yeah, we can go check that one out. I don't know if it's actual park or anything like that, but we'll get as close as we can. If there's trespassing signs or there's a fence, I'm not breaking the law. I'm not getting arrested for it. But if there's not, if there's just like a sign that says like caution, you know, blah blah blah, like when I went down to the river and it had all that yellow tape up that said caution, okay, that's not against the law for me to go down there. That's just letting people know you shouldn't go down there. That's all that means. That's all that means. So yeah, we'll go do that. Either way, and then we'll go with one with Evie. I can do a few more of those. Hi, Piper. The ghost hunt was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Seeing that Piper. Go away. Go away. Or over here. Come over here, Pipes. There's a good kitty. Okay. So yeah. So Brad and Ash are out magnet fishing. Wonder what they're gonna find. I liked his little treasure chest he found. That was really cool. It wasn't a huge. It was definitely the picture. I was like, wow, he found a big one. It's a little one he found, but that's cool. It's no doubt. It was a treasure chest, though, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Not for nothing, dude. Not for nothing. That's what it was. I stayed up all day Tuesday till Tuesday night and then fell asleep. So I was up. Shoot, that was more than 36 hours then. Well, Monday we got up at 4:30. So I was up Monday, Monday 4:30 in the evening to Tuesday 4:30 is 24, and then like 7 or 8. Yeah. So that's 24 and 8. Yeah, 30. Yeah, about 30, 35. Sweet. That's pretty good. That's a good record. No, I've stayed up longer. My longest I think was I think like 75 hours, something like that. But that was in the military. You've been drained since the ghost hunt? You know what? So have I. That took a lot. I don't know why. I've been really like, ugh, since then. Maybe because the ghost and stuff has to sap energy to move that stuff. And you need people energy. Who knows? That does take a lot out of the body, though. It would make sense why all those people who say they're mediums get drained and very tired. That scrying was going nuts. I have no idea. That was nuts. Watching that thing spin like crazy, I was like, okay, if I was shaking a little, I can account for a little shaking. That would be plausible. But that thing was full, like, stop to whoo, whoo, whoo. That was crazy. And it responded. And not even in just little ways, but in big ways. No EMF, though. A little disappointed in that. But when we first got the EMF on the unboxing, it was going nuts. Which you would think would be able to duplicate, but it didn't happen. Crazy? I think so. So what time is it? Let's see. If it's 6, it's 12 in the afternoon there in the UK. Not exactly prime time for chatting with everybody, but a good time. I have to go down to Nashville tonight. Only for a few hours, though, so that's good. Not a long one tonight. And there's no Titans game, so that's even better. That was crazy Monday. There were so many people. Too many people. Too many. So uncomfortable the whole night. Yep. It's 6:50 in the morning here. So I'll probably call the owner here in a little bit and set everything up. So, what's everyone up to? Gary, what you doing today, bud? Nah, man. Go for it. No. Yeah, drink one, man. Knock it out. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. You guys got to give me stuff to talk about. Okay, well, let's just talk about that weather thing since we were talking about it. Right outside this door right here, you can see the clear base, and there's when weather comes on, you see this light start coming on. And what's really weird is that people didn't believe me, and then I'll show them like, watch this. There's a huge storm coming on the way. You guys know I like to watch bad weather. Bad weather is my thing. I love bad weather, and so you can watch on the radar. There'd be like a wall of like storms coming, right? You can literally see right before it hits where the army base is. You'll see a line just appear, like a straight line, and it will split around, and then come back together and keep going. I kid you not. I kid you. Yeah, I know you guys had that hurricane come through. I was jealous. I was like, that's so cool. I mean, it got pretty gnarly. Did it get pretty bad? Brad said that it knocked over a recycle bin. Hashtag we will rebuild. So yeah. Not really. I know Ireland got hit pretty good though. I heard there were they lost a lot of power and stuff. Puerto Rico, they've been devastated by that hurricane. Absolutely devastated. Terrible. A good friend of mine. He's a very if you guys know the two-time world heavyweight boxing champ. I usually don't say his name, but he is doing a foundation to help in Puerto Rico. So I think it'd be good to shout it out to him if you guys are interested. But it's John the Quiet Man Ruiz, two-time world heavyweight boxing champion. He's got a foundation he started going for Puerto Rico disaster relief. Good friend. I wouldn't say he's a good friend of mine. He's definitely a friend of mine. I met him through a buddy that went to high school with him. And since we'll go ahead and tell the story since I'm putting it out there. So we were in California, my buddy and I. My buddy Daniel, the Italian guy. You've seen him here. The guy I went to the river with. The guy we were walking in the stream with. And that guy. He's my best bud in the world. He drove the tank. I was the 50 cal gunner on the top in Iraq. So we're like that. We spent a lot of time together sitting in that tank. So you develop a very closeness for a buddy when you're sitting there all the time, getting mortars, locking the tank down and sitting there hoping one doesn't hit you. So, we spend a lot of time with somebody, develop a good friendship. So he's my best bud. So he tells me, he goes, man, this guy I went to high school with, John Ruiz, he's a boxing champion, world heavyweight, won the title twice. And he's like, he's in Vegas. I'd love to go see him this weekend. We've got a 4-day. Let's go see him. Like, okay, let's go see him, man. He's like, dude, I don't have any cash though. I'm broke, and I wanted to go see him. I was in the army. If somebody says I've got something to do, but I don't have the money, and I've got nothing to do, and I had the money, we're gonna go do it. So we pulled out $500. And we took my Mustang. I didn't want to drive my Mustang to Vegas because my Mustang was terrible on gas. But Sip was like, dude, come on, don't worry about it. I'll hook you back up with some cash on payday. And I was like, well, okay. I tried to find someone whose car I could borrow, a 4-cylinder. And I was like, what I used to do with people is I liked my Mustang, but if I was going to go somewhere, I like to take it to the beach for the weekend. And that wasn't too far, but I would usually trade somebody my car. Hey, look, you can take my car, drive it around post for whatever you need all this weekend. Let me take your car if I'm going for a drive. And they're like, okay. But I couldn't get one that weekend. So no one would let me borrow their car, and I couldn't loan my Mustang to them. And it was a nice Mustang, don't get me wrong. If you guys want to look it up, it was a 1997 Up Edition Mustang, limited. They only made 5,000 of them. I bought it in 2008, I think it was. Yeah, 2008, and I bought it in 2009, beginning of 2009, right after 2008 when we got back, and it had 52,000 miles on it. 52,000 miles on a 1990 5.07 Up Edition Mustang. Beautiful. Emerald green, white leather convertible, white leather interior, white convertible top, everything. Had the 5, beautiful, fast, nice and fast. Terrible on gas. But we decided to take it there anyway, so it was nice to drive down the strip. We put the top down, driving through the desert, just like in the movie Fear and Loathing Las Vegas. The exact same road we drove down in a convertible. They drove down in a convertible. I think it was I think it was a GTO, but I can't be sure. Maybe you guys know better. But we drove in the convertible Mustang, same route exactly, through Barstow, through Bakersfield, or Baker, through Baker. I have lots of pictures from there still on my computer. There's a big, world's tallest thermometer is in Baker, California. It's like 100 feet tall, and it's a giant thermometer. It's digital, so it's not even that cool. But it's next to an old. There's still a Big Boys out there. If you guys remember the Big Boys restaurant, if you're not familiar with it, if you remember the golden movie Austin Powers, the thing he launched with it's a Big Boys. That restaurant, there's like one or two left still, and one's out there. They've also got a really good hot sauce place. Anyway, we're getting off track here. So we drove into Vegas, and we're gonna meet up with the boxer dude. Oh yeah, see, Gary remembers a Big Boy. Yeah, I've been to a Big Boy. I made everybody who was with us. We stopped in one time. I was like, we have to eat at Big Boys, guys. You don't even understand. See, I made people do things like this that they didn't even know. I met these young kids, and I would make people do things. I'm like, you have no idea that you're partaking in history here. So it didn't matter to them, but it mattered to me, and I always did little things like that. Like when I was at Fort Knox, I thought it was very prudent that we did we had to do the cadence march. There she was, just a walking down the street, singing do, because the movie Stripes with Bill Murray was filmed at Fort Knox. And when we were doing a road march one time, and I was talking to my drill sergeant, I just talked to him. They weren't evil people. And I said, drill sergeant, is that the gold depository over there? He's like, Roger, very good. I was like, where was drill sergeant? Where was Stripes filmed, drill sergeant? He was like, geez, how do you know about this place? And I was like, well, my dad's military drill sergeant, so Fort Knox. Yeah, I went to Fort Knox. I was stationed there for a little bit. I went to basic training at Fort Knox. Here. Oh. We're getting off track a little bit, but remind me, we'll get back to the Vegas story. But yeah, Fort Knox.
Stop.
Fort Knox, Kentucky, where the gold is. Or where they used to keep the gold. It's the Armor Center. This is where they train our tank drivers in the Army. Elvis was here. Hold on, I got a picture of Elvis there. Oh, see, yeah. That's the gold vault. That's where all the gold is stored. Or it used to be. See? There's the gold vault. You remember the James Bond when they went to Fort Knox? Yeah, there we go. There's Elvis. A picture of Elvis when he was at Fort Knox. Elvis joined the military as well. And then here, let me find your boy at Fort Knox. And there I am. Right there. And there's me. Yeah, that's when I got the basic training. Yep. So, see, the basic training stuff. Stuff we did at basic training. Just some of the stuff. But yeah, so when I was at Fort Knox, talked to them. They were really nice people. I knew a lot about the base, so doing weird things like that was always, it meant something to me to do things like when I used to drink, I've had every movie drink that I could ever think of. So I've had martini shaken, not stirred. I've had a martini stirred, not shaken. I've had a sweet vermouth rocks with a twist, please. That's from Groundhog Day. I started drinking mojitos because I saw it in a James Bond movie, and it actually turned out to be one of my favorite drinks. It's the only one I will still drink. If I have a drink, it's going to be a mojito. But it's got to have fresh crushed mint. Anyway, back to the Vegas story. So we drove through Vegas. We drove to Vegas to go meet John. We got to Vegas, and of course, we weren't meeting him till later that night. So I have family in Vegas. So I called him up and I was like, hey, look, I'm in town. Got a buddy with me. I want to come by and see everybody. And they were like, yeah, come on by. So I went and saw my aunt, my grandma, three of my first cousins, and yeah. Oh, I'm only going to drink that Buckfast because Gary is sending it. I am not looking forward to it. I don't know anything about this alcohol. All I know is that it's a rice wine or something like that. Some kind of wine. Some weird wine. I imagine it's going to be terrible. So, what are you going to do? But I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. And I know that there is that guy named the LA Beast. He's another YouTuber, and he wouldn't drink it, I guess. So, is it? No, I'm gonna give it a shot. I was having a live chat with Gary the other night. Not Gary, excuse me, George. George was he was messaging me, and he's like, I'm bored, so I called him up on live chat or just Facebook, and we had a chat, and he was drinking. Jeez, boy, that guy can drink. I'll give him some props on that. He told me the next day, he's like, oh, I had the worst hangover. I was like, I bet, man, you were drinking a lot. He was mixing. He's like, I'm going to mix these three together. It was awesome. It was actually really funny. We had a good chat. It was a good guy. Good guy, Gary. Good guy, George. But so we get to Vegas. We go hang out with my family in Vegas and everything. And then, of course, it's time to go meet. We have a nice lunch and dinner, whatever, with them. And it's time to go meet John. So we drive over. And we go to one of the hotels. We tell him which hotel we're at. He comes over and meets us. And this guy's a millionaire. Nice guy, though. Nice guys. But hung out with him for the night, chilled. He brought his manager, his wife, himself, and his wife. Really nice people. Amazing. Fun to talk to. Fun to hang out with. Good times. Good times, man. Best of times. So, but yeah. That was really cool. But he's got his foundation going right now for the Help Puerto Rico Relief. So if you guys remember the Quiet Man, and I do believe he had his last fight right after he came to the UK actually for his last fight. So if you guys remember that fight, I forget who it was he fought. It was a black guy with a smaller dreads, but that was his last fight in the UK. And right before that fight, I was hanging out with him like 2-3 weeks earlier prior to that. And a really nice guy, the Quiet Man. Good old army life. You get to meet some really interesting people, I'll tell you what, though. I'll tell you what. Oh, we lost everybody. Oh, Diane's still here. Well, thank you, Diane. I know Gary's probably still here. Well, wunderbar. I'm gonna just finish up some stuff here. Hopefully this will help us bring in a few more people, come chat and chill with us. Okay, so well, we've told that story. So here we'll go through the Fort Knox book some more. This is our drill sergeant's emblem. They get that when they're drill sergeants. Let's see. You guys want to see some gas chamber pictures where we had to go in the gas chamber? There it is. There's a good picture. Guys coming out of the gas chamber. Oh, messed up. And when you come out of the gas chamber, and you held your mask in your hand, and they tell you you have to come out, and you have to say, my eyes are open and my arms are flapping. And you have to keep saying that while you walk in. Oh, crikey. So you have to keep saying that while you're flapping your arms and keeping your eyes open. And what you think is a silly thing like that, so why would they have you do something silly like that? It not only does it make good photo opportunities, as you saw with everybody with their arms out, the reason is there's an actual reasoning to it. The reason you want to keep your eyes open is because if you close your eyes, your water, all the stuff that's in your eyes is just going to sit there. You need your eyes open to water your eyes up so it'll run down your face and clear your eyes out, because it's not a gas. It's a particle. That's what they don't tell you. It's not gas, it's particle. And the particles will stick to your clothing. So when you're flapping your arms, you're shaking the particles off. So it seems like something silly, but there's a reason they're teaching you that. And for instance, my uncle used to tell me when he went to police gave you a free sample, that's like a pepper spray, not CS gas. It was CS gas. Big difference. That's a liquid spray. CS gas, it doesn't, that burns the eyes. This stuff is meant to be inhaled, and oh, you can't breathe. Like you can breathe, but you've never had such a pain in your chest, like the feeling that there's no oxygen in your lungs. It was very weird. But you'll live. I lived. It was fine. I have a DVD of it. I loaned it out to a buddy about a year ago, and he never gave it back. I got to get a hold of him. In fact, I might text him tonight, see if he's working. But let's see some other stuff. This day I wasn't excited. I don't know why. I didn't have fun this day. And this is the day we had to go do live fire, and we did live fire drills with each other. These guys had blanks. We got live fire. Now, this is old BDU. This is how you can tell it's not me, though, that was in this one. If you look at this one, I know these are new because these guys are wearing ACUs. And I was the first class to be issued ACUs. So, right there. And look, that guy went to Fort Campbell. See his patch? But if you look on this page, up top here, these guys are in BDU. And BDU, they stopped issuing. So, that's how you know it's at least older. Yeah, I didn't get any of that high. There we go. Yeah. So, there you go. It's good times. I had a good time in the military. This was like the first day. The first day you get there, they start making you do challenges. And they expect you to fail. You're supposed to fail. That's the point. They want you to fail together. So when one fails, we all fail. But everything in the military and basic training is designed to make you fail. And it's really weird is people are like, why would you want to fail everything? And it's like, well, what they have to do in the Army is they have to tear you down to build you back up. And when you say tear you down, what's that mean? It's nothing bad, but all the bad traits you learn as a person, bad habits and things like that you do, you have to be untaught that. For instance, like something people don't think about, when you're walking through the woods, if you spread out, like say you have a group of 5 friends and you go walking through the woods, tell everybody to get in a equal distant pattern, spread out, and walk a straight line. Without even noticing, they will start moving closer to each other. It's human nature to try to bunch up in a group because it's safer in a group. That's true, except in the military. You don't want to be in a bunched up group. It's easier for a heavy machine gunner to shoot a group, so you want to stay spread out, less chance of being hit. So walking in the idea and fighting the urge where people even instinctively, they just know to come closer together for protection, you have to fight that and you have to be taught not to walk close together. Something simple like that. But there's things like that that have to be untaught so that you can be an effective soldier. One thing that was always weird was they used to tell us if you see your buddy get hit and go down and you don't think he's breathing, leave him. We'll get to him. You don't stop and help him. If they're shot, yes, of course you stop and help them. But if you see somebody get shot like somewhere and they say that they're not breathing or they fall off something and they're not breathing, we were always told, do not attempt CPR, don't do anything, just leave them and keep going. It was like, really? And a lot of us came up together, and I said, like a few of us in my squad, we were like, dude, if we're ever doing anything and I go down and not breathing, I will do CPR for you. If you promise you'll do CPR on me, I'll do anything to save your life. And we had a group that we said, yeah, we're gonna go against what the Army says, and we're gonna say if I need CPR, you damn well give it to me, and vice versa. You know what? No, man, saving a buddy, it is a medic. I mean, I understand where the point comes from. I really, really do, but I'll take the hit. I'll get shot to help a buddy any day. I wouldn't let them. That something's that simple as just they need maybe a jump start, and it's going to stop you from carrying on. Nah, it's not worth it. Not worth to have to go home and see their widow. And no, it's bad enough I have buddies that I've lost because of that, or not because of that, but I've lost from the military, and you know how hard it is to talk to their parents still, and I do all the time. All the time I talk to their parents. their wives, their widows, their kids. Um, I stay in touch with all of my buddies that's passed away, their family. In fact, the reason I kind of started YouTube one of my first videos I loaded up was to my buddy who passed away, Rob. If you guys go check out that video, R.I.P. Rob, just getting to Iraq. The guy who in the very, very beginning of the video, Rob, he's the one. He passed away. We lost him to suicide. PTSD gets to you, man. It gets to you. And he wasn't in a good spot, and alcohol was the big problem. He was drinking, and that's the big problem. That's the big problem. It's no good. So I, every Christmas or so, talk to his wife once in a while. His ex-wife, she's married, has a new husband, wonderful. She had a little girl from there first, her from prior, and then one with my buddy Rob. And I check on his little girl all the time. Her name's Lola. And that's funny enough is that in Iraq, I named my weapon Lola, and Rob always used to say, he's like, man, I like that name. I like that name. And he had a little girl, and he named her Lola. So that's something that really means a lot to me, and I told his family things like that, and they're like, we had no idea. So I was like, yeah, I showed them. I felt terrible. I have another video of him, but I won't load it. It's just nothing good to see. He was passed out drunk after Iraq in my room, and we were all hanging out having fun, but he was just in a bad way. So I didn't want to load that video. And the only video I had of him, and I called his family too to make sure it was okay first. And I was like, look, I don't have a way to send this to everybody short of just like mailing out CDs and DVDs, which someday may be lost through time or whatever. And I was like, how about if I just put it on YouTube when his kids are old enough, and his mom, I guess, says to her daughter, what happened to my dad? He passed away and everything. I wish I could have. I don't know his voice. Well, one of his army friends has a video so that you may not be able to see a lot of your dad, but you'll get to see something of him. Well, this is almost making me like sad. Almost I can feel it starting, but it's not gonna happen. And so she can always at least go hear his voice, at least, because I know this, and you guys know my brother committed suicide when I was 16, like right in front of me. And I have no audio of him. Nothing. Maybe somewhere my dad's got a tape that my brother and I used to record ourselves doing radio shows when we were kids. But I have no audio of my brother's voice whatsoever. So I don't remember. I kind of forgot what he sounds like. So I didn't want her not to be able to hear what her dad's voice sounded like, because I understand what is. I wish I could go back and just hear his voice a little bit, just to remind myself what it was. But it's none. There's none. So I did that for her, and that's kind of why my YouTube channel started, was to put that video up so they could always have it saved somewhere. And even years later, as long as YouTube was up and I figured it wasn't going anywhere, it'll be up for people to see. So that was my logic behind it, and I think that it's a good thing. It's a good thing. So, and then it grew from there. So, but that's why I put Rob's video. But check that one out. It's actually really funny. It's very goofy. He does the stupidest stuff, but it's gonna at least get to see the real who he really was. And boy, I have some stories with that guy. And that's another thing too, is I want them to stay in touch with me. So if they ever have any questions, because I knew him. I talked to him about a month before he killed himself, and I was friends with him, and I hung out with him. He came here to Fort Campbell because I told him how nice the area was, and he loved it here, and he met his wife here, and it was closer to home. And he was like, dude, you told me this place was great, and it really is. So he went to Fort Campbell, and I was supposed to come behind him, and he passed away. And no, I came here to Fort Campbell, but he had gotten out of the military, and I stayed in touch with them, and then I talked to him, and then I heard his wife got a hold of me and said, they had separated, but he had passed away, and it was heart-wrenching. Absolutely crazy to hear. Absolutely crazy to hear. And I didn't even think it was him. When someone told me that they said Rob is dead, I thought it was a different guy, and I was like, oh, that sucks, man. I knew him. He was a good guy. I got along with him. There's some people that didn't touch you as much in the military, as there were your close friends, and then your friends, and then just the other people. Some of the other people I would feel bad just because we were together in the unit, but there wasn't always a connection with some of them. You didn't work closest with them. And then there were the people you were kind of close with that you had a positive relationship with, and those people I would feel sad for, but I wouldn't be upset. Then there was a small group of people that they mean the world to you. And Rob was one of those guys. He meant the world to me. One of my best buds. Yeah, he did. He had PTSD. He actually got sent back from Afghanistan because he went to Iraq with me. And when he got, people don't understand is that we went to Iraq, and I think we all came back with PTSD. But we got off the plane. I kid you not. I kid you not. We got off the plane from Iraq. We're all sitting down, leaning back in our stuff. We're like, finally, we're back. And they said, don't worry, don't get too comfortable, 557. That was my unit. We've already come down on orders to go back to Afghanistan. I'm like, what? Already? They're like, yeah, we've already got our orders to go back. So just so you know, we're leaving again soon. And not soon. We had a year to get ready to go. It actually wound up taking 14 months. And we went then. So I was like, well, geez, dude. And then when he didn't come with us, he PCS'd and went to Fort Campbell. But Fort Campbell went right back to Afghanistan. So there really wasn't a whole time. We came right out of training, right back into training for the next one. And it was a completely different mission. So a lot of guys just didn't have time. And I always kept myself busy, and I was so busy I didn't notice. And Afghanistan, where I was pretty safe, but not where 101st went. Fort Campbell goes and does the dirty grunt work. I was up there part of maintenance and building and support, and that's what I enjoyed doing, was helping, but I wasn't a fighter like that. But if I had to, I mean, I volunteered for stuff, and I did a lot of missions. I did missions. I went on foot patrol. There is a lot of help for veterans, but what there isn't a lot of is that they don't give us the tools we need to help ourselves. So right now, like myself, my own situation, I know exactly what I need to keep me calm. And I'm doing it. It's called my Batcave. I go to my Batcave, and I'm okay. But it's not available to all veterans. Look, if you even look at Vietnam vets who came back, where do you think all that hippie grass smoking came from? The veterans. They were like, dude, man, this is what helps. This is what mellows me out. This is what lets me sleep. This is what lubes the gears so they don't grind. But we face a reality where it's not available to us. Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. There's plenty, and it helps. Be easier though if they could make a special bill that would help veterans be able to have it, even in a state that says no. The government could do that and say, well, this person's we're going to give an exemption to this person, regardless of what you say. That would help out more than I could ever believe, so that I wouldn't have to bother anybody. If they would just let me have my own, so I could grow my own, that would be fine. That would be just fine, and I could take care of it myself. And I wouldn't ask for a penny from everybody else. I would pay for it myself, and you wouldn't have to give me have the VA pay for treatment to give. They want to give me other drugs, and I keep telling them, no, I don't want those. But every time they're like, well, when we're going to give you pills, who do you think pays for those pills? The American people's tax dollars pay for it, and I don't want to take their money. I don't. You guys they take good care of me, and I'm capable of managing that myself to manage my own care. And I don't think that I should be taking more pills from the American people, because that's their money I'm taking. And I just don't feel comfortable with that. So, yeah, I would be happy to do it myself. I'll work it, pay for all the stuff, pay for the electricity, I'll do it all myself. Just let me do it. And maybe someday that'll be a reality, and that'll be nice. But other than that, okay. So what's another subject we can talk about? I kind of want to get off that. I can't do one eyebrow. Well, I guess if I kind of like close an eye. Yeah, gotta learn to. Huh, that's weird. Like, can you guys do this? How long have Evie and I been together? We just celebrated our 6-year anniversary in September. September 9th. So, yeah, September 9th. I got the date right. Or I'd have been yelled at. So, September 9th. It was 6 years. And Evie and I knew each other face to face for 6 days before I married her. I'm sly like that. I'm sly like that. I'm a sly guy. That's going to be one of my tags. Sly guy. That's me. hee. Hee 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 hee. Oh, that's amazing. Congratulations, you guys. That's awesome. 12 years. Wow. It doesn't seem like 6 years with Evie at all because she's one of my best friends. So I just like hanging out with her. So, and we get along. We like the same stuff. And so it's just like, well, what do you want to do? Same thing we do every day. Try to take over the world. So, yeah. My shirt says, sorry I'm late. I didn't want to come. I wore that to work the other day. Well, it was like a week ago. My boss thought it was hilarious. Pinky and the Brain. Enough. What are you going to do today, Brain? Try to take over the world. Here you go, Brain. Pinky, are you pondering what I'm pondering? I think so, Brain. But how are we going to get a hippo into spandex? Which one was crazy and which one was insane? Which one was the genius and which one was insane? A lot of people think it was Pinky was the crazy one and Brain was insane. Or Brain was a genius. Pinky was the smart one. Brain was insane. The reason being is that Brain was insane because he came up with ideas that were clever, but they never worked. And the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Brain always tried to take over the world. It wasn't the song, one is a genius, the other insane. So think about genius and insane. It says first the one is a genius, the other insane. Whose name's in the title? It's Pinky and the Brain. Pinky, genius, the other insane. Brain's insane. Brain was always trying to take over the world and never worked. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and expecting different results. That's insanity. And Brain showed clearly signs of insanity because he was always trying to take over the world and never worked. And Pinky always pointed out the flaw in his plan. And here's why it's going to fail, Brain. And and don't get me wrong, though. Being insane means you still can be very intelligent as insane. So not to say Brain wasn't intelligent, but Pinky was the genius and Brain was insane. And that also had him in genius status. Plus, they were talking mice. And if you notice, other animals didn't talk, but the two mice did. Oh, brain teaser there for you. If you want, go on a channel. I believe the Film Theorist has a YouTube channel that covers that on film theory, which is a great show. I love that channel, Game Theory and Film Theory. He does some amazing work and really puts the math into it. And his is he did a theory on Pinky and the Brain. There's some really cool cartoon theories out there. Yep. So where did you and Gary meet? We've got somebody watching but not participating. Who's watching but not participating? You got to say something in the chat. Oh, you're at the pub? Oh, you met at the pub. Aww. There Gary was. He stood over. He saw Diane. He goes, oh, look at that, lad. That's a beautiful one. I'm going to marry that. And she's standing over there. Who's this bloke coming towards me? Oh, really? Okay, then so it wasn't that. Then she was like, I hope that bloke comes towards me. And that's what it was. That's awesome. I met Evie actually on the computer. I was in Afghanistan. I knew her face to face for 6 days, but that was the only. I met her, brought her back, married her. But I talked to her on the computer for a little bit in Afghanistan, and that's how I met her. I got to shave for tonight. I'm gonna take all this off, just all the under stuff. I like to keep the scraggly look. And then what I do is I wet my hair and I'll put on a skull cap, the Army PT cap. And I'll put that on, and that'll make my hair lay down for a little bit. I might gel it tonight. I might gel my hair tonight. I just might. I just might. That looks cool right there. Evie was telling some people the other night, if we ever have a little girl, I want him to have Jeremy's curls. You just shaved yours. Evie wants me to get a haircut, and I know I need to. It's getting a little out of control. A little out of control. But I kind of like it like that. Just a little out of control.
Stop.
Hi, bud. Peanut. All right, buddy. Really? This is about a I don't know, 8 months worth of growth. It's down to my mouth. But it looks really good when I wet it and then slick it back. Except the back. The back does not get manageable. Ow. Ow. Yeah, see, it's getting tangles. I have to brush it like every day. Brush and comb and brush and comb and brush and comb. Then get the mad scientist look. I'm going out of my mind. Do you know how I got this hair? I don't even know what to say. Hair proteins? Hair proteins. Locks? No, no, no. My hair is gorgeous. I would never let it knot up like that. No, 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 no. Then I'd have to shave it eventually. And that's actually kind of bad when I'm not trying to say it's a thing, but it pulls on the hair follicles improperly. You wind up losing hair follicles from it, and that's not good. Too much pulling on the hair is going to recede the hairline. Should do good. But I know that I'm going to be good to go in the hair department because I take after my grandfather, and he had a full head of hair when he passed away. So it was gray. It might have been gray, but he had lots of it. So, you know. Yeah, come say hello, people. I know people are joining us and they're not saying hi. You guys got to give me stuff to talk about, questions, answers. I'll tell you anything I think of, what I think, what you think, what we think, I think. I scream, you scream. We all scream. Butter, come here. Get down. Hi. Move over there. There's a good girl. Excuse me one sec. Okay. So, who's up? What's really bad? Look. We've got Diane and Gary. And nobody else is chatting. But I would imagine that maybe it's because they might be on like TVs or something like that. Because on Xbox and stuff, you can't chat. You had an orange sky with the storm. It was weird. Have you ever seen the sky turn green? I have. That's trippy. Right before a tornado, the sky turns green. When you get the hail and the sky turning green, that's when it's time to take cover. And yeah, it's trippy to see it turn. It's green, like the color of those boxes green. That's the color the sky turns. Orange is weird too. I have seen a dust storm. I'll put a picture up maybe. Show you guys what a dust storm looks like in Iraq. We had a 5-day dust storm, and it was orange everywhere. There was just this orange haze in front of you. You could take a towel, wet it, and then just hold it for a minute, and you'd see the dirt start sticking to it. It was crazy. Saharan dust, apparently. Oh, so you guys had a dust storm. Ooh, yeah, that's awesome. I heard about that. That's from the hurricane bringing up all that air from the south. So you guys get different weather patterns. Like when our storm comes through us, it gets hot, and then the storm comes through, and then immediately there's a cold snap behind it. And it's kind of the other way for you guys. I bet you guys get, it gets chilly, storm rolls through, rains, behind it's the hot. And that probably brought with it the sand, which would have the sand particles warm and higher up in the atmosphere, and that would keep the sand afloat in the breeze if it was warm air behind it. So that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, see, yeah. Do you know how we got this sand? The storm brought it. The storm brought it. The Grinch. I was doing the Joker. But my father was crazy. And then he turned to me one day and he said, "Why so serious?" Then he took a knife and let's put a smile on that face. No, I was doing the one from, that was a Superhero Cafe. Do you know what voices can I do? I do a lot of different voices. Mr. Burns, Kermit the Frog, Stewie Griffin, Arnold, obviously. Trying to think. I can do the Russian bear from Cleveland show. I can do accents pretty much from anywhere.
Don't worry, I won't sleep. I'll take care of the dog.
Oh, I didn't know what he was whining for. He just walked over there. He was whining here. He was whining there. He was whining there. He whines everywhere.
Take your phone with you and take him out.
Okay, we'll do that. I'll take him. We'll go outside. We'll take the dog. Hold on. Let me grab a smoke. Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Living there, you'll be free, if you truly wish to be. We'll begin with a spin, traveling in a world of my creation. Oh, Scheisse. No, Piper. Oh, come on, Pete, go. Go, 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 go. Everybody outside, outside, outside. Good morrow. Look at the sun coming up. It's a nice day outside. Hold on, let me get some. Welcome to my neighborhood. Look at that. Nice day today. Got the doggies out. People are waking up. Kids are all in school. Look, there's like frost on the ground, all the morning dew. Can't get too far from the house or I'll lose internet connection. But yeah, oh, don't want to show you my address. Almost. Almost. Might have caught it for a second, but you don't know the street name. If you guys want to see the neighborhood better, go check out my drone video. I did have a drone for a short time, and then I lost it. But I fly the drone, and you guys can see my neighborhood in full. And I think it's called Rainy Day Drone or something like that. It's an older video, and it's not too long, like 2 minutes. And I put some nice music to it. I think the music goes really well with it. And yeah. You can see the full neighborhood. Nice place though, nice place. It's a big house. They built them all the same. If you see my neighbor's house over there, her house is about the same exact duplicate as my house. It's just flipped. The house is just flipped. They're just mirrored each other. Go potties, dogs. Peanut, go potties. Go potties. Good boy. It's not a bad place. A lot of military around here. A lot of retired military, ex-military, myself included. Active military. My neighbor over here is military. He's a retired first sergeant over there. They're military. I don't know what they do. I think they're realtors. And he's a musician. Yeah, right over there. He plays his horn at night. It's kind of really nice. I'll come out on my porch and you can hear him playing his horn. I love it. It's something interesting in the neighborhood. Good boy. Everybody's waking up. Peanut, come on. So yeah. So like I said, that's my house. Come on, Pete. All right, dude. You all done? Good job. Come on, Minimum. Piper, leave her alone. Don't harass her. You want to go on the deck? Piper, let's go on the deck. This is how I can get Piper to leave Minimum alone. Pipes. There you go, kitty. She'll be happy out there for hours. I don't have her fixed yet, so she can't go outside like Minimum, because I don't want kittens. She's almost old enough to get fixed. Almost. Ooh, it's chilly out there. A little cold. I like the cold. We were in Afghanistan. It was snowing outside, and the heater they gave us, we had a shack. When I say a shack, it was like we had a window that was open that we had to leave open because the gun had sandbags in front of it. Stop. Come here, dude. Sit down. Lay down. Be a good boy. Lay down. So we had to keep the window open. It was a big front window, so the machine gun was there. And they had a heater in there, but if the heater wasn't working, it got cold in that shack. So cold, so cold. It was better just to stay walking around, up and moving. Don't sit in the shack. It was a little warmer in there if we all got in there, but at least it broke the wind. Boy, we used to have to bundle up. And they had this guard tower, and it was a metal guard tower, and because it was open to the air underneath it, and they didn't have a heater in there either, oh my gosh, it got cold. I would wear so much gear to stay warm. I had me and I had an Afghani guard. We were cold, so we were doing exercises to stay warm. And what helped was once it got hot in there, it stayed a little warmer from the body heat. You got to remember, a single human being, I think, is what? It's either 60 or 600 BTUs. So double that with 2 people, and it gets a little warmer. And that's how like an igloo works, is that you build the shape of the dome so the air will get warm in the top where people are, and you build the entrance at a lower point so all the cold air sinks down and the hot air rises and gets trapped. And as it warms the as it warms the interior of the igloo from body heat, it makes a water barrier as it gets liquid from the heat, and that'll freeze from the water behind it and it helps seal it. So it's constantly making this cold seal, wet water barrier that's melting and freezing and melting and freezing, and that keeps makes a good seal. And that's the purpose of how an igloo works, is basically low entrance, high area with a dome shape. People go inside to a higher point and it's warmer. That's how an igloo works. Like I said, 60 to 600 BTUs. I forget which one. I want to say 600, but that might be wrong. But I think it's 600. Right? It's your body is a good at you actually have a layer of air that hovers right above your skin, and it's at a certain temperature. And when it's cold outside, that's what helps keep you warm. But what happens is that when there's wind, it blows that air off and you lose heat through that faster. So creating layers is what keeps you warm. And I knew a lot of people that didn't know that in the Army. Like I would put on, I just layered up correctly. Even now in the winter, when it's cold outside, I have my thermals that the Army gave me, and I just throw a pair of those on, a pair of shorts, a pair of jeans, of course boxers and all, and I've layered up properly enough that I can go outside. If it does get colder than that, then I throw on my snowboarding pants. And same thing with the t-shirts. I put a thermal top on, a t-shirt over that, maybe a hoodie, and usually I'm warm as I need to be, and I'm still very mobile. Still very mobile. And that's why I like the cold. I like being cold, and I'm always warm anyway. That's his lick spot. I can make him do this all day. Watch, I'll stop. And start. And stop. And start. I have no idea. I wonder where he is. I haven't heard from him in a couple days. There's a good lad. Well, yeah. I'm surprised as well. Maybe he's just watching on his TV and there's no chat spot. Peanut, please don't. Not right now, bud. Not right now, bud. We're talking to everybody, all our friends. You want to come say hi? Come say hi. There's Peanut. There's Peanutty buddy. There's my Peanutty buddy. He's getting so old. Look at his gray beard. He's getting so old. You're an old man. How old are you now? You're 9? Are you 9? Yeah, you're a 9, huh? Over here, bud. Sit. Lay down. Lay down. Down. Good boy. Right here. Come on my lap and lay down. Come on. Ow. Oh. Lay down. Oh, he's an attention whore, dude. This guy's crazy. Hi, Bubba. Alright, so I'm gonna have to pet him. Peanut is Evie's dog. Butter is mine. Butter's my good girl. She's so polite. But that's how kind of, but take her off in the wrong way and she can just like me. Huh. I guess so. I don't know. I try to stay polite as best as I can, but if someone, I'll stay polite until someone gets retarded. When someone gets, and I shouldn't say that. I would say when someone starts being an idiot, that's my okay to be an idiot back. Yep. If someone gets really stupid, then, well, I guess it's time for me to get really stupid. But I only par. But politeness is, I think, key. As long as we're all polite to each other in general, if everyone was just polite, there wouldn't be any problems. That's all you need is politeness. No, was there? Was there? I did not see that. You'll have to mark and let me know the time. Comment and let us know what time it was so we can go back and check. Move, dog. I gotta go let the cat back out. Minimum. See if she'll come. Kitty. Well, she stopped, so we'll see if she starts again. Good, Peanut's gone. Nope, she wants out. That was the one I needed. That was a nice one. Nice, clean, got a good feeling. Nice. My arm just kind of stopped hurting for a minute. See, that's lovely right there. I feel so... Oh, that was a good hit. That was the one. Two and a half hours in on Evie's camera. Evie left the camera. Okay, I'll have to go back. It's on Evie's film. Evie was filming that one? Okay, I'll go back and look on hers. I did not see that. I did not see that. Approximately 2.5 hours. Well, later on, not right now, obviously, but make sure you go back later on and comment so others can know to check that as well, because that helps out a lot when people check the comments and see when there's times to look and stuff like that. That's really good. And that's what really helps us out is, you know, I don't have tons of eyes, and we all have available. The door moves. The door moved. I heard she said something about the door moving. Now I wanted to check out and see if I could recreate that with the vents, but I think I had the air off. But it's possible maybe a fan kicked on, or maybe somebody left something open and that's what opened the door. So I want to see if I can recreate that. I did hear her say the door moved, so I wanted to see if it was the vents or air turning on and off somehow that might have done that. I really want to see that. I heard about it. Again, I haven't seen Evie's footage. I haven't watched a second of it yet. I haven't even seen mine. I don't think I'm going to go watch it either. But that's what the whole purpose was, is you guys get to see if you caught something. Let us know. We were watching it live and monitoring our stuff. And I think it was I had a good time. It was a lot of fun. It was very interesting. Again, I want to see if it's air currents. I really think it could have been maybe with so many people moving around and doors opening and closing, is there a combination that might have made a suction? Because it is near the stairs, and I know a lot of heat travels up the stairs, and that can turn the corner, and that might have pushed a little, maybe. Maybe a dog or a cat came up and pushed a little. See, there's a lot of things that I want to make sure I rule out before I could say with the door thing. There's a lot of, an animal could have done it. A cat could have come in, pushed the door open, walked around the door, messed around for a second, pushed it back the other way and left. And the camera might not have picked it up. It was dark, so it's very, we got a little kitty, a brand new kitty. So there's a lot of stuff. I'm very skeptical before I'm willing to believe anything. So I want to rule everything out before we say that there was anything there. Well, I'm speechless on it. I'm gonna go over as much as I can before I'm willing to believe that. But it's gotta be, I really think there was something to do with maybe with air, an animal. There was a lot of factors going on. A lot of factors. So, is it interesting? Oh, without a doubt. Would I say that we caught something? I think that the EMF reader would have picked something up, and it didn't even beep. Didn't even beep. Gaz was spooked. What's Gaz? Is that a name for you, Gary? Gaz? Oh. I'll say this, I didn't expect anything to happen with that little pendulum thing. I didn't expect anything out of that. I really didn't. I was like, this is stupid. It's not going to do anything. But to see that thing fully swinging, Oh, short for Gary is. Okay, we're back. That was better. All good to go. All good to go. Good to go, Spaghetti-O. So anyway, where did I... The heck? I know this sounds weird, but like out of nowhere, my arm just started hurting. And I kid you not, I just got a fresh scratch and I'm bleeding. Look, it's still welted up. This just happened. Look at that. I just noticed it. It just started hurting. I was like, what the heck? Look, you can see the blood is glimmering. I just got scratched. Dude, it's fresh. It's welting up. Where in the heck did that come from? I just noticed it and I'm like, ow. It just happened. The heck? That's trippy. Holy crap. Look, you can still see like it's just like welting up right now. I told you guys I wasn't playing. See, I've heard this though, and I don't know if this is true or not, but they say that people that are close to death start being able to kind of like see through it. Now, when my brother passed away, I was literally right there, right there. And do you think that maybe the veil got thin because I got close to death? Since then, weird things have always happened. I wasn't very much into cars. And then when my brother was, when he passed away, he used to be able to look at a car and tell you what it was. Chevy this, blah, 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 blah. I couldn't do it. After he passed away, I could. Who knows? Who knows? I'll have to have Evie get some sage out later because it's starting to go away. Like the burn is going away, but that's a good one, huh? You guys should message Brad and tell him to watch the time at 1 hour, 15 minutes. We noticed it. Look how big it goes from here, and then you see it dug in. It kind of curves a little, and then I'd say the whole scratch itself is yay long. Here's for reference. There's a little miniature lighter. It's about the size of a miniature lighter. It wasn't me because look, I have no claws or nothing like that. No nails. Couldn't. That actually just came. Like I was just sitting here and I was like, "What's going on? That burns." Looked over. Bam. I got attacked. And we were talking about it, and you're not supposed to do that. Oh well. It hurt. That's crazy. That's so crazy. A little early in the morning for these shenanigans, don't you think? I'll put this book away. I need my monster. I'm going to have to remember to tell Brad that. Let me make sure I comment so I know. Arm scratched. Oh, I can't comment. 1 hour, 15 minutes.
Stop.
1 hour.
Go lay down.
You should move up to your room and get some rest, hon. The animals stop annoying you. What was it playing with you guys? What I told you, this place has just weird stuff goes on. Just weird stuff. Who knows, Fritos? I can super chat myself. That's funny. That's hilarious. Oh, YouTube, you're so wily. I'm gonna change that. Just decorating the cave. Apparently, no Peanut, no. Oh no. Oh, he's okay. Thought he was gonna be sick. He was gagging. He drinks water too fast and he chokes. Hold on, I'm changing the title of this because that was a ghost attack live on camera. I just realized that. Craziness. I don't know, man. Maybe we stirred something up with that. I need to edit that. I want to change that that tag. That custom thumbnail doesn't match the title now. I guess I gotta go to the stream now. Oh, that's where I gotta go to. Okay, I'm trying to remember how to do all this to set it up correctly. What can I do? How do I do this? I don't know if I can. Oh, there we go. That's how I do it. Okay. I think I can do it from here. Maybe not. Oh, yeah, we didn't do that. We did not do that at all. Trying to figure out how to fix this and it's not working. Sorry, I needed to take a little break there for a sec. I don't know if I can change it or not, and I really want to. I'll have to change it possibly after. Oh well, what are you going to do? I don't know. Okay, well I didn't realize I could do that there. This is interesting. I'm learning some stuff now. Just gotta play with stuff, I guess, during the live streams and figure out stuff. Let's see if I can get this going. So that's working down there. Anywho. Oh, we can change the speed. I can make it go fast. Okay, we're not going to do that, though. I'm not going to do that. Nice. What's the other two rules, Gary? Oh, we can insert emojis. I'll definitely have to do that, Gary. I will definitely look up most haunted. I always have fun with this. I've been very fascinated by it. So I think it's going to be fun. We're going to keep doing it. I still can't believe I just got cut out of nowhere. The rest of the people who, if you're not in with us right now, that's what happened. You guys missed it. If you go back to like, I think it was 1 hour, 15 or 16 minutes, I was just sitting here. All of a sudden my arm started burning. I was like, what the heck? Looked over, and there she blows. We were chit-chatting about the ghost hunt. And I was saying I had the door. I was very skeptical about it. And then all of a sudden I got cut. These things happen, I guess. Oh, then yeah, then I'll definitely check it out. We seem to have the similar taste and stuff, so rock on. I saw one where it was a documentary with the guys from Ghost Hunter here. When they first did their first documentary, they caught something moving, and it was creepy. Creepy, creepy, creepy. So, oh, 1 second, 1 second. I gotta let the kitty in. Okay. I went ahead and scared the animals away. Needed to get them all taken care of. So, taps. No, not those people, but I've heard about the taps guys. I opened the door for the cat. She doesn't want to come in. Now she wants to come in again. Animals. I gotta do my laundry. Yep. Couldn't believe it. It just happened. Go back and watch and you'll see. Insane. Happens all the time. Stuff just like this. Bang, booms, bangs, knocks around the house. That's why we did the ghost hunting. All right. So, anything else going on today? Let's do some questions. Anything you guys want to know about me? Happy to tell you. I tell everybody a lot about me, so not a whole lot to know, I guess. Did you know? Whereabouts? Wow. Well, I mean, if we caught it on live, you can rewind and go back to the time and see it. That's crazy, though, huh? Told you guys. Oh, cat, stop. Look, she just comes in and out of nowhere. Stop it, Piper. Come here. Kitty butt. I don't doubt anything. I'm not a... I don't know. I'm not saying it's... I don't know if it would be what you could call ghosts or if it's just a strong energy, because obviously there's obviously energy inside your body. See, here's how I look at it. You guys are going to get me into my thoughts, okay? There's energy in your body. Energy can't be destroyed. It can only change forms. It's fact. When I say fact, I'm not saying like you fact. I'm like, look, that's a proven, known fact. Energy can't be destroyed. It only changes forms. So if there's energy in your body, and when you pass away, I think that if there's a strong sense of energy in the rooms, I think like an emotional experience takes energy out of people. And what happens is that can stick to places, strong emotional connections. It's kind of like how it talked about like in, what was that movie, The Grudge, how an emotional death, but I don't think it's a death. I think an emotional incident can cause the same effect, and that ripples, and those ripples you can sometimes run into. They come behind in time and they ripple out and they run into you, and yeah, yeah, and it ripples around, and basically I think that's what happens. Something with energies. I can't say that it's an afterlife or a spirit or whatever. But they also say that there's 14 dimensions now. By Einstein's theory, they can prove there's 14 dimensions. And last night I was thinking about it. It's like, how do the dimensions work? If there's 14 dimensions, how do they work? And I started thinking about it and how they've got space-time that lays out like flat, and gravity is a mass sitting on that fabric of space that creates a dimple. Exactly, very much so, just like that, Gary. So if space-time is something like, we'll use this as an example. This is a good example. So this is space, right? Space is flat. And when there's something heavy like a planet, creates a dimple, and there's your gravity, and there's gravity is the curve of that. Now, what my idea was is that what it is we're thinking of it as one piece. And what it actually is it's two sandwiched on top of each other. It's two. This is a dimension. Okay, so this is dimensions, and we're in between dimensions. And the dimension on the bottom is 3 dimensions, and it's the world we live in and experience today. But the top dimension, which is 4D, is what we observe, but we don't interact with. But we live in the 3rd dimension and we interact with the 3rd dimension, but we just observe the 4th dimension, which is time. And the dimension below us, and then see how they say gravity pushes through to dimensions, and that's how it comes through? Well, because the weight of the planet pushes through down on this way, the dimension below us this 2-dimensional world can see the effects of the planet's gravity, but they don't interact with it. They just see the effects of whatever that is, and they experience 2 dimensions. Likewise, on the 4th dimension, there are beings that will see the effects of that gravity, and we see the effects of their gravity in what's called black holes and whatnot. And That's the effect of theirs pushing through with such force in their area. And in the fourth dimension, they see the effects of the planet on it through the gravity, but they experience and live in fourth dimension, but they observe the fifth. But they observe and experience, but they don't interact with the fifth, similar how we don't with time. And I think that's probably a better explanation of how we feel gravitational waves, and since they just proved that through NASA, that's what's going on with those gravitational waves, because gravity is the only force through the universe that can be felt through that can be felt throughout time. It can affect time and space. It ripples. Gravity is the only one that can be detectable in others. So that's a good example, I think, of an idea I have on the subject. The Doppler effect. The Doppler effect is something similar to is sound waves. Is, well, I guess just like off Big Bang Theory, best way to do the Doppler effect is as the sound moves farther away, the wavelengths gets longer. That's to deal with sound. But basically, it's just gravity. Gravity pushes and pulls on different areas, and it can be observed and seen through different dimensions because it's the only one that can affect others. At least that's, it makes sense, I think. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, well, yeah, like it echoes, but that's what the ghost thing, like the Doppler effect is like the sound, and it echoes through time in the space, time and space, and something similar to that. And maybe like negative energies like that go to a second dimension where their gravity pushes on their emotions is flat or a less of an energy, and it pushes, not a physical, and that's what we're feeling the effects of, is those. And it's not real, it's just where energy gets trapped in a dimension where it affects things in the third dimension with its gravity, but it doesn't like directly affect us. We're like an echo to them. Oh, I see. Oh, I like that. You got it perfect. That interacts perfectly with my theory. It echoes through, and that's what we're getting. And it's not that they're physical beings. They're just pure energy forms that have gotten stuck there. Oh, Gary, what did we come up with? That's amazing, isn't it? Oh my gosh, this is actually tying together. Now, if you think about it, if you were a negative person and you had so much negative energy in you and you fell, you would go to what's like hell. But it's not hell, it's just where negative energy gets trapped. But if you can have positive, we can affect positively on the things above us. And when you ascend, you go to the next dimension. If you have enough positive energy to get through that barrier, that would be like a heaven. And on a physical speaking aspect, that would be good, but we know there's like 14 dimensions. So if you think of it as like 14 napkins, and there's beings in this one, and there's beings in this one, and we take this napkin here, and there's beings in this one, and they're all sandwiched on top of each other, and their gravity affects the one above and below, and either in a way that, but you don't interact with the one above, but you can directly interact with the one below. And the next dimension, so on and so forth. Scientific breakthrough, huh? Wow, did we just hit a theory? That was at 1 minute 30, I would call it. 1 minute 30. I think we just explained through scientific means. Of course, this isn't tested, and this is just an idea I came up with just last night. In my delusion of being up for way too many hours, I actually thought of that last night. Well, at least the basic premise for what we just went over. I'm glad it was captured on camera. I'm glad it was captured on camera. And I think because if I would bet you dollars to pesos, that because we just saw gravity waves being experienced recently, NASA observed 2 neutron stars colliding, and it put out gravitational waves that rippled through time and space. And this is all, it just came out, you guys can check it out, and it proves Einstein's theory of gravitational waves. And I bet you because of that, we're going to see a little bit more increased activity of stuff throughout. One, it's going to affect everything around it. So one, I think you can expect we're going to have some more earthquakes soon, just because of those gravitational waves. It's going to shake a little bit. Shake, rattle, and roll. But, what a theory we guys just came up with. Hi, Evie. Evie's got these awesome footy pajamas. Adult-size footies. They do look super warm. But she's tiny enough that she can fit into them, and they're still huge on her. She looks like a little kid in them. It's so funny. Like we're ready to go to Toys R Us. And Toys R Us is going bankrupt, so how about that? Insane stuff. So we've got a crazy theory we just came up with. Explains a lot. Well, I'm not hungry at all. One second, I'm just changing this. That's even better. We just solved the, I think we just made an amazing breakthrough, and I don't even think people are going to realize it, that we just solved the dimensions, that idea of how it works. Now, it's not proven, of course. I apologize for the little break there, but wow. That explains a lot. Now, of course, unproven, but like I said. And that would explain kind of the UFO thing as well, because again, these are beings who are in the fourth dimension then, who, of course, you can interact with the dimension below you, which means then if they move throughout time and space, they're just checking out how things went. We're like, we're a zoo to them. We're in a zoo. We're kind of like an amusement object, and it's similar to how like TV, we experience TV in 2 dimensions, right? And that's energy in 2 dimensions. A physical 3D turned into 2D energy, essentially. And with strong emotion makes strong connections. But alien life form, what if, Gary, that this universe and all these dimensions are all interacting with each other. And instead of, there are other alien life forms in here, of course, but there are some that can move in and out of time and space. You know what I'm saying? And they're interacting with the 3rd dimension below them from a 4th dimension, which would why they can go back and forth. You see them all throughout history and stuff like that, is because we've been being observed like that. Of course, this is all just theory. We're just talking it out. We're just talking it out. We're going to let it develop itself as we talk it out and see if we can make connections. If we can make connections, it starts making more sense. So, all right. So we did the idea of the dimensions, and we'll keep these on hand in case we need to explain it to somebody else who's like, what are you talking about? All right. So bam. All right. So I think it is. This is really cool. This is like, I'm trying to merge physics with, like I said, even in every lie, there's a hint of truth. So I don't fully believe all the religious stuff, but somebody had to see something that just sparked it. There had to be, because your mind can't automatically start thinking about living without something interacting. There had to be a spark. What was that spark? And if there was a being, which we know now, there's multiple dimensions. We know this is scientifically shown. And we know that we don't interact with time, but we observe it and we feel its effects, okay? But we live in a 3-dimensional world with the effects of the 4th dimension imposing on us. What is that imposition, that push that pushes the fourth dimension onto us is the gravity from the fourth dimension pushing down on the third dimension. And beings from the third dimension, they live throughout time and space, and they can manipulate as such. And because of that, though, they're affected by the fifth dimension, which pushes down on their gravity. What that is, I can't even pretend to understand because I can barely grasp the dimension. I can understand the dimension above me, how it works, but I can't do anything really with it yet. But, and now people in the fourth dimension can do that, and they can take you with them because they have the technology to do it. They're physical like you and me, but they have different, they work in a different plane of physics than us because they're in a dimension higher than us, and they interact with their dimension, but they can't impose on the dimension above themselves. But, again, so on and so forth. So then with that, and I think that would be explained a lot with, time government did experiments. The government did experiments like the Philadelphia experiment where the ship went into time. They were able to do that and interact with it, and that caused possible aliens explained. Could that be it? Could that be what we see as aliens in our physical dimension, is because with the nuclear bomb going off, that it bled through? You see a lot of alien stuff started coming. Now there were others. There were others. If you look in 1891, there was talks of aircraft that came through and they crashed into each other. And you would be expected that those would probably have been probes that they sent into the lower dimension to explore. And probes have accidents. And they crashed, and there might have been like a little, sentient being they've made to go into these things that were like a robot with life form, the skin of a, living tissue on top of an exoskeleton, that's how I was able to travel through the time dimension travel. And that's Hollywood telling you how it works, is that, living tissue can go through, but anything mechanical, to get mechanical through, you have to imply a living human skin on board. That's terrible, Arnold. I can do much better, trust me. But, so that's them sending probes through to explore. And then when we set off nukes in 1940, started doing the testing with those and whatnot, they were like, whoa, your third dimension, you're affecting the fourth dimension. And that's not good for us. You're affecting us. You're pushing back. Your nukes push. They create a gravitational wave every time you set them off. While small, that's like equivalent to an earthquake to them. Makes a ripple in space-time. It perfect example. A nuke goes off and it pushes back opposite. Normally there's pressure from the fourth on the third from gravity, but when we set a nuke off, it pushes it up on them and it's more harmonic. Sound waves, everything is waves. That's why music is held in such thing. Waves, it's all waves. They're held in very high things. Acoustics are very important to the ancients for some reason, lining things up and getting preciseness. And if you think about it, if you really think about it, dude, I think we're onto something amazing here. I think we are. It's not provable, please don't. I'm no genius. I have no degree. Let's say that I have no degree. I don't have a degree. But it doesn't take a degree to have intelligence. So I don't want to get onto that. Anyway, so I think though that's how that works. Okay, because it's just Gary and I don't like telling a lot of people this, and since I know it's just you guys tuning in, yes. I don't tell a lot of people because it's embarrassing. I don't know why, but it is. When I was a child, I was tested, and I did come out with genius IQ level. Well, just short. My brother had over genius IQ level, and my dad is several points well over. Really smart. I'm like the dumbest of the smart kids. And, so I'm just a couple points short of genius. They changed it to 142, and I'm a 140. And my brother was a 144, and my dad's a 150. 150, 151-ish. But, yeah. So I don't tell a lot of people that because, like I said, people then look at you. I don't know why people look at me funny when they find that out. And I don't like telling a lot of people. It's like almost embarrassing. It really is. It's almost embarrassing. Yep. But Einstein was a crazy Jew too, so well, it's not that it is kind of you just don't understand though that like when like you're around people and like, I can't talk to people like this. I can't talk to people with my theories. They look at me so weird and they're like, "What are you talking about?" And they just treat you very weird. When people find out, they get intimidated, and it's not and intimidation comes off as aggression. Like, "Well, you think you're so smart?" And it's like, no, no, it's and that's not. And see, here's a misunderstanding. When people say, "What's genius level?" What does that mean? IQ doesn't measure how smart you are. It measures your comprehension skills. That's it. That's it. That's all it measures is your comprehension, how well you comprehend things. And for me, I can look at something like a machine or anything and I can see how it works. And I've always been able to do that. It's really easy to me. Like I can, as soon as I start seeing operations and you can show me something one time and I got it. I got it. And then I always try to improve on things and make it faster and better. But it's just easy for me to do things like that. So like when I can, that's why I can bounce between so much stuff. I fix electrical equipment and I can work on cars and I do a little bit of everything because my mind is always bouncing to the next idea. And these are the ideas I come up with. And last night I was watching something about the ripples in space and then I started thinking about it and that's how I came up with the theory. That's why the napkins were here as I was playing with them, trying to explain it to myself. And we got it. We got it. So yeah, I think that would then account for that there are obviously other living beings in this universe with us, and they do travel interdimensionally. But what's happened is that they've been able to learn to communicate in a different way with the beings from the fourth dimension, which have been able to give them technology to be able to visit us. We haven't reached that level yet, and see, that's not where it comes into spirituality, but I would say so much more into positive energies. And when you can get to a very good place of positive energy, then you're able to. I don't want to say like meditate because I don't believe in like the hocus pocus of it all, but I do believe that there's got to be something more to it. And then there's two ways to look at it. If there's something more to it after this life, I don't think that it would be like what the Bible says as a God, but I think they were on to something with that the energies travel and move on, and you want to have positive energies to move up instead of negative energies which will take you down. And that was represented in a way that could only be explained to people in a term that they understood at the time, and people have since added to. But when you build with the rocky foundation, that's the problem, is where we got religion built up, and it's kind of like a Jenga board. It's up and it's standing on a small one piece, but there's holes all throughout it and it's unstable, and at any moment it could fall. But because there's been certain people who've been orchestrating to keep that Jenga building up, that's why it's still standing. And what holds it up is secrecy. And that's where all that comes from. And it keeps distraction, where the eyes are looking. It's a magic trick. It's a sleight of hand. They want you looking here while the real action is here. And that's exactly what it is. And this is the distraction, is that if they can keep you from understanding that, then we would be able to communicate higher and travel ourselves, and we would break free of the rule of others. Again, this is all theory. This isn't what I believe. I am just talking it out. We're just talking it out. I'm exploding my mind, just explore where it goes, and we add to. I could be wrong. I could be right. I have no idea. I'm not saying I'm right. Again, I'm just like turning on the computer and letting it do its own thing. It's booting up, and I'm just trying to add to what I've thought to, and we're building on it. And it explains a lot of things, doesn't it, though? Just when you let your mind go free and explain a lot of things. Area 51, I'll tell you what Area 51 is, okay? It's a flight experiment grounds. That's what it is. That's what it is. And the government's happy to have people thinking that it's aliens, so that what it really keeps distracted is like if you're looking over here, then no one's looking here. And is it possible there's something more there? Well, of course there's possible there's something more there. They fly people in for secret reasons anyway. But who knows? I saw one thing out when I was out at Fort Irwin, right outside their base. I was in the middle of the Mojave. Beautiful. That's one thing I loved about Fort Irwin, was the stars. You could get away from base, and when you were driving to base, you'd see this glow on the horizon. You're like, that's home right there. And as long as you walk towards the glow, you're never lost. I love the desert. I love the desert. I don't know why. It's just the stars are so much prettier there. I've been outside where you can't see your hand in front of your face, where it's so dark. My friend and I, we made a video. He put sunglasses on and then walked outside in Afghanistan and tried to make it to the smoke pit. We had to walk him there. It was freaking hilarious. It was pitch black. Never been to a desert? Ugh. I lived in the Mojave Desert. I lived in the desert of El Paso. I forget what desert that is. It's not, I guess it's a desert. It really, really is. Or that area. I've been to Iraq, which really wasn't a desert where I was. The desert's really farther south. Kuwait was a desert. Kuwait was but it was beautiful. When you imagine the sun setting on like a flat, smooth horizon, maybe camels in the background, I've seen that. I've seen that exact thing. And it was crazy to see. There was a white albino camel. We were out in training in Kuwait. You first fly into Kuwait before Iraq to do your training and acclimation, which was good for us because Kuwait is retarded hot. And it's humid because they're right next to the ocean. So hot and humid, wonderful combination. And the nice thing for us, though, is that we came from a desert. So acclimating for us wasn't too difficult. We came from one desert to the next desert. People used to come. The base we were on was called NTC. You guys can check it out on the internet. It's called the National Training Center, and it's where the military trains for its desert warfare. So if you're you want to do desert warfare, before they go do desert warfare, they go train in NTC, which is interesting too because they also have a training ground which is called ROTC, which is down in Louisiana, and that's where they train for like jungle environment, hot weather environment down there. This is all public information too. At Fort Irwin, they sell tickets. They actually sell tickets to what's called the Lane, and it's a training ground where they bring in Hollywood actors to play victims. And they will actually put on fake arms on these people that will squirt blood. And when they'll put RPGs on zip lines, and when the RPG goes off, the amputee person will take the arm and eject the arm, and blood will come squirting out, and they're running around. And women are screaming, and they have actual Iraqis that have come to the United States to work for us, and they'll be screaming, and they'll be making all the noise, and they sell tickets to this. You can buy tickets to watch U.S. troops train and run this lane. And yeah. They're sold out all the time, but people come and videotape it from all over. It's the most real interactive war environment for Iraq that has ever been assembled, and units come from all over the world to train in it. And that's how we got to train in it, because we worked there, so we couldn't afford to. Units have to pay to come there to train because they rent the land from California. So it costs money to go there to train. So our unit was this unit stationed there, so we couldn't afford to go to our own training lane. So when the Canadians came through, we piggybacked with them. We trained on their nickel. But we ran maintenance for them, and we did some other. The Canadians were the coolest people to work with. This one guy, I'll never forget him. I don't know his name. He approached me, and he goes, "What's up, man?" And I was talking to him, and I was like, "Yeah, my mom's Canadian and everything." He was like, "Oh, cool. Well, look, dude, I'm trying to score a case of y'all's MREs, man. If you can hook me up, dude, I'll get you some stuff. It's Gucci. It's Gucci." I'm like, what in the heck is Gucci? I mean, I understand what Gucci is, but I don't understand why that was a term used for the top-notch stuff. So, like the last week out there, he was like, can you get them for me? Can you get them? And I was like, dude, hold on. So I ran over to First Sergeant's truck, and I stole a case of MREs out of First Sergeant's truck, and I took it to the guy, and he hooked me up. He's like, "Here, man, have some of these headphones. They're Gucci. They're Gucci." And I was like, okay, cool. They're collapsible. I think I still have them somewhere. And then he hooked me up with the uniform, but it wasn't his uniform. And something else. He hooked me up with some of their MREs as well. Canadian MREs were good. It was a break from other people's MREs. But so yeah, so I think though that we solved it. If you guys didn't catch the dimensions thing, we've been talking a lot about how to solve this this alien theory, dimensions, time, space, and with the new discoveries by NASA, I think we've been working out a pretty good theory. And of course, I wouldn't say so much it's a theory. I'm using the wrong terminology. Let me correct myself. All being well, and me and Diana flying to America next year. Oh, where are you going to be coming to, Gary? Where in America? America. You should come to Nashville. You guys will have a blast. So many people come to Nashville from all over the world. I would love to have you guys as my guests downtown. You stay downtown. You fly in on a Sunday. Get in Sunday. Monday night, I will meet you guys downtown, and I'll show you a great. You're gonna fly to come see me? Really? No way. Gary and his wife are going to come see us. They're going to come next year and see us. Come to Nashville. You guys will have a blast. If you come Monday or Tuesday, we'll be down there 2 nights, 3 nights. You'll have 3 shows with us. You guys will have plenty to check out, lots to do, and we'll be coming down there to see you guys. And you can come hang out with me, and you guys will have a blast. I promise. I promise. And we'll come into town, of course, and show you around, take you to some really fun, cool places. And then we'll get to talk this theory more out in person. Again, I think that's the best way to come up with ideas is you don't just let your mind go and come up with an idea and think outside the box. And we did with the napkins. We were able to show that. Oh, you have no idea how much fun. I meet people from the UK all the time who come here, and it's nothing but big smiles. Nothing but big smiles. You guys get to see what American portions of food looks like. Evie orders these nachos from the bar when we go there, and it's huge, and they load it up with everything. She can only eat like half. Like, I think 3 band members eat on it. They all pick at each other's food, too. So when you order something, they got to scarf it down, because everyone's like, ooh, fries, ooh, chicken wing, ooh, this, ooh, nacho.
We each order like our own thing and then share.
It's a lot of fun. You should. You guys will. You'll have a great time. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. We would love to meet you guys up down there. Oh, it's so much fun. You'll have a blast. You better come ready to drink, too, because Nashville's a drinking city with a music problem. Everyone's super friendly down there. You guys are going to have a blast. I'm starting to slowly understand why people come to Nashville, as you can appreciate the music and the people more that I'm meeting down there. It's some good people down there. You only drink lager? Well, honey, you're coming to Tennessee. You got to drink whiskey. You got to be a whiskey girl. Fireball. Ding, dang, do for me. Nice. You guys will have a good time. Absolutely. Happy to have you guys come down, and we'll show you a good time in Nashville. Everybody loves Nashville. And then don't let the TV show be it. I don't think there's drama in Nashville, but I don't think it's like the TV show. But what a great town to come for. And if you love music, there's music for everybody. There's amazing restaurants. There's great places to visit. The Johnny Cash Museum. You know what they do in Nashville? I'm going to tell you what they do in Nashville. You can have a medical professional come to your hotel room and hook you up with an IV the morning after for drinking. I think it's like $55. And they will put an IV into your arm and rehydrate you. Hangover, gone. While you order your room service. No, I know a great hotel that does free breakfast. Free breakfast. And all you do is you Uber around Nashville. Way better, way better. We've got amazing Uber here. Amazing Uber. Great people. You can get around, have someone drop you off downtown, walk around, grab a bite to eat, watch some music, drink, of course, go shopping a little bit, go back to your hotel, Uber back. It's like $5-10. Take a nap. Come back in the evening, grab a bite to eat, and go drink and watch some live music all night. Take a cab home. How's that for a little piece of heaven? And if you want to, you stay, heck, even do one better. Just stay in Nashville downtown so you can just walk to and from your hotel. Simplest way, easy downtown living, loving life. Good times. Book ahead so that you get a good deal. Let me know if you need help booking. I'll be more than happy to check out some good hotels and see what my boss knows. Well, the owner. I got to call him when I get off the phone here. We got to set this thing up. I've been promising to do him some work. Anywho, that's not neither here nor there. Around July, oh, you should come for July 4th for the fireworks. Book in advance. It's going to get crazy. Nashville gets crazy. Book on for the 4th. Come down for the 4th of July. Book your tickets early. Book your hotel early because it's going to be nuts. There will be tons and tons and tons and tons of people there. So the sooner you can book, even if you can just put a deposit to hold on to it, so you can put a deposit on your flights and your tickets and pay for it slowly, that's the best way to do it. And hold a room now. If you want to book for a room, book now. You will have a good deal and a good rate. I'll help you guys out if you need to. Gary's got, I think you guys have me on Facebook as well. Let me know. I'll help hook you guys up. But wow, yeah, come on down. Don't even worry about transportation. Just stay downtown. You can enjoy everything. There's a little, if you don't want to stay downtown, there's other hotels as well that you can push out to, but just take an Uber, and there's really good places to stay. But I know a fantastic hotel at a very reasonable price. You should check out the Embassy Suites in Nashville. And the nice part about it is that it comes Piper. It comes with free breakfast, cooked to order, and the breakfast in the morning. So included, and there's free happy hour in the bar as well at the hotel, so you can have a drink down there before you head out downtown to Nashville and go to a restaurant in the evening. But there's free breakfast in the morning, and it's awesome. It is amazing, and that alone is worth it for me to stay at that hotel. And I've stayed there all the time. I love going to that hotel. Oh, it's gonna be your 50th in July. Oh yay, come on down, Gary. This is gonna be perfect. Perfect. Gary's coming to visit. Gary and Diane. Blowout in Nashville. I'm like a party planner. Okay, but we got our theories worked out. They're coming to visit in July. I'm excited now. Brad's supposed to be coming to visit soon. Who knows? We're working on that one. We're working on it. We're working on it. But Gary and Diana coming is going to be a blast. A blast in a glass. And when we're down there, you guys will always have a car ride around, so we'll hang out with you guys, and you won't have to worry about a night when we're down there. We'll got you covered. And we'll come and see you, of course. We'll come in and see you. We'll come down Friday and hang out. Yeah. Because I know the places. I know all the spots. I know the good spots. I know the good places. And I don't drink, so you guys will always have a DD. And then you can come to the Batcave. Not everyone gets into the Batcave. Uh-oh, don't say that. July. See, that'd be cool if we had a bunch of people from YouTube come visit. We just open up the house to everybody, and then you don't have to worry about it. We'd have a bunch of people just staying. We'll just pack everybody into the different rooms, and we could get everybody in here. We could all just have a big YouTube party, and then we'll get my SUV and Evie's car, and we'll go to Nashville all in a group. Brad, Ash, Gary, and Diane. Bam. We could get everybody in. No problem. No problem. Evie's dad came down and he visited, and we got him to play with our band. And we want him to come down again so he can play more, because wow, her dad is the coolest drummer I've ever seen. And I'm blown away by people with musical talent. It's just something that is so cool to me, because I don't have any. I can play like a little bit on the keyboard. Ain't staying in a haunted house, I'll book. You know what? You don't get that experience anywhere else, and I'm not going to even charge you, Gary. Don't you want to come to America and say you stayed in a haunted house? You too can get scratched by a ghost out of nowhere. Did you see that?
I heard Jeremy.
Oh, sorry. You guys got me in trouble. But yeah. So, spaghetti-o. I think I'm going to be wrapping this up soon, because I do have to call my boss in just a little bit and set everything up. But I know Ash and Brad were on live. Thank you guys for stopping in. We came up with a really interesting theory. Had a little ghost attack live on camera. That's interesting. Yeah, but you'll have a great story to tell everybody. Wouldn't it be fun if you got to see the walls bleed? There was enough energy to finally get out. It's time to leave. See, Diane's got it. That's what's up. I can't even confirm it's haunted. Yeah, we just had something interesting happen, but I mean I really can't explain that one, but I don't know. But with that theory, with that incident, we were able to show how two-dimensional energies can impose on the third. Don't experience the third, but they don't get to interact. And maybe
Peanuts.
that would be what they're working towards, of pushing through dimensions. Then there would be lower dimension beings trying to come through, and we're trying to push through to the fourth dimension because we want to time travel. And the time travel people want to work to the fifth dimension. Everyone's trying to work up, and it affects everything everyone trying to go up affects the one on the one above, and that's not natural, and that's what you're not supposed to do. And you don't want to make ripples, but it happens, and there you go. So, but I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, guys. Thanks so much for stopping by. I got to call my boss and get this settled. So, you guys have a great day. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Who has 2 thumbs and likes when you thumbs up? This guy does. You guys take it easy. Have a great day. Check out some more of the other stuff. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys later. Later.